Hi guys, Jared Johnson here with DayTraders FX again. Happy to be chatting with you a little bit more about options. I want to talk about the platform that I use and that I love and that I strongly recommend everybody. It's called Tastyworks and they are awesome. I have a link directly below this video. If you do not have an account, click on that link and let's get you set up with an account. I think these guys are the greatest. Their platform is so clean and so easy and so good to use that I just really strongly recommend everybody use these guys just because of the ease of the platform. When I use other brokerage platforms, I want to hit myself in the head because they're just weirdly complicated. And Tastyworks does a really good job just keeping this nice and simple and easy. Now, to be clear, Tastyworks has two platforms, right? They have a desktop platform that you can download, and they recommend using that. I actually don't like that platform as much because it feels a little complicated. And it has a lot of good functions and features, none of which I actually really need. So if you're just kind of a regular trader, I would always say use the web version, which is this guy right here. That's trade.tastyworks.com. And I just log in through the website and I use the web interface because I think it's cleaner and easier and just a little easier to use. So we're going to go over that. Let's have a little peek at that. Let's get logged in. This is my trading account right here. First off, when you get logged in, it may look like there's a lot of things going on here, and it's not quite as busy as it seems. What I always do is I go right up here to this less button, more or less button right there, and I'll go to settings, and I usually will just go to the additional preferences here. You can make the whole screen light or dark under additional preferences. The other thing, since I obviously do so much stuff with my account, I click on privacy mode, so it doesn't show my account number or any of my personal details there. But you can go with the light or dark mode, and since really all I care about is my open positions, I change this login to brokerage start page to portfolio. Normally it's set on home. I switch it to portfolio just so that when I log in, it just takes me right to my trades. I don't care about the rest of the stuff. A couple other things that you can do as well. Sometimes I have this set one way, sometimes I have it set the other way. By default, these are the default settings. But actually, the best way to put it is to just have your default order at GTC, good till cancel. So that's that. And then there's a few other details you can play around with there, and feel free to kind of poke around on that. But again, here's just a little walkthrough of the platform. When you log in, you'll see this kind of stuff right here. This is them showing you. These are people that work at the brokerage. Tom Sosnoff right here is the founder of Tastyworks and tastytrade and some of the other brokerages, and you guys have probably seen him around. Anyways, these guys will talk about the trades that they're doing, and you can watch the trades that they're doing. I don't know if I'd necessarily recommend following the trades because if you're new to option trading, they do a lot of strategies that can be a little difficult to follow. But it's good to have the idea and kind of see what they're doing. So that's what this follow section is. You can also see that over here, or sorry, in the follow area, you can see all the people from the brokerage posting their trades. Again, I wouldn't put too much time or energy into that. I would stick with really just what's happening in the portfolio area and what's happening in your activity area. Now under portfolio, this is where you're going to execute trades, right? These are all individual pages right here. So wherever you are, it's a separate page. But when it's time to trade, this trade button will pop up over any of your pages. So that's kind of one thing to keep an eye on, is that's kind of a page over any page. So no matter where you are, if you're on home, wherever you are, you can just click on that trade button and that'll pop up on top of anything that you're doing. But let's talk about this trade button. Again, here is the portfolio section right here. These are trades that I have. So for example, I have 100 shares. That means 100 shares of stock. This right here is a naked put on Delta Airlines. You can see that. So what we have is that -1 is indicating that that is a short put or sell to open put with an expiration of December 18th, which is 4 days from now, $39 strike put. That's what all those things mean. So they're pretty straightforward, right? Whether that's buy to open or sell to open, the date, how many days left, your strike price, whether it's a call or put, that's it. And you've got a lot of the basic things here that you can also customize, your delta, theta, all of that stuff. But that's pretty good there. That's pretty good basic stuff. Now, as you go down the line, delta, theta, Here's your trade price. Now this is in parentheses because this is a short put. I was paid to get into this trade, so I was paid $151 to get into that trade. Right now my buyout is $26, so that's trade price versus mark price. That's what I either paid or was paid to get in, and this is what it's worth, what I can sell it for, or what I can buy my way out for. So in this case right here, I was paid $151. I can buy my way out for $25.50, meaning that I get to keep this gain amount of $125.50. And of course the today price and then the last price of the stock. So that's very, very basic. That's just a single item. When you have double items, like say this stuff, for example, right here, these say two options, two options, two options. What that means is that's a credit spread. So again, credit spread on American Airlines. There's my sell to open. That -1 means sell to open, $17 put. That positive, that just regular one, that's my buy to open, $16 put. I was paid $144 and I paid out $94. There's the grand total of my trade at the top line there, but I can see the individual details down below. And of course, the last traded price and so on. So let's talk about how to execute a trade, how to get in and out of a trade. So what we want to do here is we want to go to the Trade tab. Now, most of the time when you log into tastyworks for the first time, you're going to see this. You're going to see the curve. I don't actually like to use the curve. I think it's really cool for some people that like to use it. I don't like to use it. I just like the regular table. So up here, you can select stock, curve, or table. Obviously stock if you want to just buy the stock. And curve or table are both options. They're just different layouts. I tend to use the table for everything. I don't actually use the curve. I think it's great, and a lot of people actually love to use it. I just like the good old table. Now, one thing that I do is I like to use this little strike price arrow, because I like to have my higher strike prices higher and my lower strike prices lower. Just makes sense for me. But by default, they'll have the lower strike prices at the top and the higher strike prices at the bottom. Just feels backwards to me, so I just switch it like that. But there's only a couple of places we need to look around on here. When you click on that trade button and this pops up and you go to the table, typically what we're going to do is type in whatever stock we want right here. Let's say we want to look at, Southwest Airlines. I can just type in LUV, hit enter, good to go. So from there, what we do is once we've selected what we want to trade, then we go down right here and we select the expiration date. You can see all of these. It'll tell you the expiration date. It'll tell you how many days out it is and the implied volatility, right? So if I say December 18th, 4 days, or December 24th, which is 10 days, or December 31st, and it'll show all those details. So I just click on that little date right there, pick where I want my expiration to be, done. The next thing I'm going to do is these are my strike prices. Everything on the left is are call options. Everything on the right, put options. So if I'm going to trade a credit spread or anything, if I want to buy a put, I say, okay, here's the last price this is trading at, 45.73. Maybe I want to buy an in-the-money put, so I'm going to buy a 46.50 put. And I'm just going to click to the right. Now, depending on where I click, it'll pop up as a buy or sell, but you can easily change that by just clicking on sell, and it'll switch it to buy, or click on buy, and it'll switch it to sell. And so there you go right there. Now you can see over here that I've got buy to open, one contract, December 31st, which is 17 days out, 46.50, put. If I want to get in at a different limit price, I can, of course, change my order type from limit, market, all of those details right there. If I want to get in at a different price, I just would change it here, use the up and down arrows, or I can type it in, whatever I want. And, of course, I can change it, day, good till cancel, or date. And down here is where you'll see the spread, the specific spread. So you can see right here, 204 for our bid, 213 for our ask. There's 204, 213. And this is good because it'll kind of give you a nice little mid price as well. So I like that. So if I'm going to put this trade on and I'm going to buy this put, then I'm going to pick my parameters. I'm going to pick my details. I can also go down here and get a quick look at this, right? Max profit, it'll tell me, I'm just clicking on that arrow, it'll tell me $4,388 if Delta or if Southwest stock goes to zero. My max loss is $262. This pop number is probability of profit. Of course, you have your extrinsic, IV, rank, theta, delta, all of that stuff. And you can also see that when you hit review and send, you can see that over here as well. So it's going to just, once again, run over the details for you and put it in like that, and you're good to go. So that's what we'll see. And then you can send order, and it'll send it through, and we're in business. So that is how we're going to put an order on that way. Now, some of these buttons up here, you can see some of these details. You know, there's volume and bid and ask for the stock, and of course today's highs and lows, and you know, all of those details are up there, right? Another thing that you can see here is if you say, actually, I wanted to buy the $46 put, not the $46.50, you can use these up and down arrows right there, up and down arrows right there. Or if you say, I'm in one contract and I need to be in 2 or 3 or 5 contracts, you can use this quantity button. Right now it says buy 1. If I click on quantity, you can see that changing, buy 3, buy 4, and you can see it up there as well. So I can change that by clicking up or down over here. And also if I say, I didn't actually want to put this on 17 days out, I wanted to put it on further, you can just hit the expiration button. Plus time, that bumps me out to 25 days. I can hit plus time again. Bumps me out to 32 days, and so on. If I want to reduce the time, I hit minus time. And that's a nice way of not having to erase the trade and start over on a new date. You can just, once you've selected your strike price, you can just go out, come back in, you know, that kind of stuff. So really, really easy way to kind of approach this whole thing. It's quite an easy platform to get comfortable with. You just have to play around with it a little bit. I love this because if I'm trading a credit spread, so many brokers say, well, is it going to be a call spread or a put spread? How about just let me put the parameters in and you guys know what it's supposed to be. So if I'm going to trade a put spread right here and I say, okay, I'm gonna sell the $46 put and buy the $45 put, all I have to do is click there and click there. Well, I clicked one too low, but I can just click on that and move it up. So now I have a put spread, and the broker knows this is a credit spread. They're putting me in as a net credit. It's telling me what the mid price for this credit spread is right now. And that's it. I don't have to go over here and tell them, well, it's a put spread, and it's a vertical, dynamic, blah, blah, blah. You just say, here's what I want to do. I want to sell a higher put, buy a lower put. Done. Or I can hit the clear button and say, likewise, I want to do a call spread, right? And so maybe I'm going to do it like that. And again, I just click over there, and I can change these from buy to sell very quickly and very easily. And then, of course, I can change my price, and I can go over here. It'll tell me what my max profit, max loss is, how much it's going to reduce my buying power, and so on. It's a really, really good, really easy to use platform. I love it. Another thing you can do is under strategies right here, you can pick a bunch of things. A vertical put spread or call spread, those are right here, and I can just click on these, and that'll put the parameters for me. Mostly what I do is short put and short call spread. So if I'm going to do a short put spread, I can just hit go right there. It'll put the numbers in there. You can see these strikes are pretty far apart, so I can use these width buttons right there. So if I want to bring those closer together, I can do that. And then I can use the up and down buttons to move those to wherever I want them to go. And if I want to just move one, I can just click on it and then move the up and down button like that. And then once I'm ready to select that, I just unclick, and here we go. So that's how we use the basic functions on there. Once you're in a trade, this is a question that I get quite a bit. Once you're in a trade, it's going to show up over here. Let's say that I want to close out this trade that I have right now, X, which is US Steel. Let's say I want to close this out. How do I do that? That's always the question. Well, you can close out a trade by just, if you have multiple options, like in a credit spread, what I would have to do is expand the trade. So it looks like that. And so I can see both of my options in there. And I would click the top strike first. And right there it says 1 of 2 selected. And I can close positions, close with profit, do all this stuff. Usually I'm just using the close position button. And I can click on this one down there. And now it says 2 of 2 selected. And now I can click close position. And now I'm just selecting where I want to get out. Now if I'm unsure of things and I say, well, I don't know where I want to get out, you can always just go for the middle of the spread, which it'll put you at by default. You know, the spread's 69 and 78. They're saying the middle's 73, 74. And it'll give you one more time to double check everything. If I say, yep, that's fine, review and send, it's going to tell me you're going to close out with a $25 loss if this order gets picked up. And I would go, oh, that's actually not what I wanted. I can edit order, and I can do, something like this, right? Where I can say, well, I want to get out at 60 instead of, the middle of the strike there, and that gets me out with an $11 loss, for example. So that's how we're going to do that side of things, and that's a great way to just get out of those trades, right? You just expand it, click on each individual one. Very important that you see that 2 of 2 is selected if you have like a credit spread with 2 options. If you're just in shares of stock like this NYCB, I can just click right on that. Just click close position. It's going to look like this, sell to close. I can review and send, and I'm done. If it's a single option, like if you bought a call or bought a put or sold a call or sold a put, in this case I sold a delta put, I just click right on that and it says 1 of 1 selected, close my position, decide where I want to close out, review and send, done. I hope that's helpful. I hope you're feeling a little more comfortable with the tastyworks platform. It is really my favorite platform. It's the best thing I think that is out there in the way of options. One thing that they do that weirdly so many brokers don't do is like my AAL trade right here. I look at this and I don't need to look at the individual trades. I don't understand why some of these brokers do this, but they'll say, okay, here's what you got paid, here's what it's worth, pull out a calculator, right? Figure it out. And here I can just say, okay, right now between the 2 positions, I'm down $2.50. That's it. My credit for this trade is $50. I don't have to pull out a calculator there. Current mark price, what I can sell this or buy this back for, $52. I'm down $2. Very easy. You don't need a calculator to see what your regular positions are doing. And so many brokers do make it complicated like that. So I hope that's helpful. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate. Remember, there's a link below to open up your own tastyworks account and get started on this great platform. I hope that's helpful. Thanks, everybody. Good luck and happy trading.